Terrell, 65 points, big time game, triple overtime, a lot on the line. What was just kind of going through your head, kind of just each period, and then especially going into those overtime periods?
I mean, we had a game plan. Really, they wasn't stopping it. We just kept doing the same thing. Honestly, not really changing much up. They kept leaving the lane open, so I kept taking it. Nothing more than that.
Now, obviously, 65 points isn't a small feat. Took a lot of work and a lot of effort. Besides yourself, what do you think teammate wise and even just coaching wise led to this victory?
They just let me do me. They keep telling me to go, even when I get down on myself, missing free throws, missing layups. They tell me to keep going every time. They don't never say stop. What are you doing? They don't never got nothing negative to say. I can say it's all positive. That's what really helps me keep going through the game.
And you can definitely say you earned each one of those 65 points, with most of them not coming from the 3-point line. And let's just say there was definitely a lot of contact there, maybe even some controversial calls.
For sure.
Where's the mentality there when it's just continuing to keep fighting to get not just 10, 20, but 65 points? A lot of those going in the paint.
I mean, that's really just my game is driving and shooting layups. Really, I don't really have to shoot many threes in other games anyway, so it's just a constant thing. I got to keep going regardless. So why stop and give them the benefit of not even getting a guess on the foul call? They got to call something eventually.
Now, obviously, especially in the game of basketball, having just the size difference in comparison, where are you going mentally when looking at a lot of these players, even at the guard position, that are bigger, and then still being able to score 65?
I don't care about that. I never cared about that. If you're in front of me, it's over with. It don't matter how tall you is.
Well, then going to LT, just kind of looking at his performance, how was it looking just kind of from a player perspective on the court?
From a player perspective, that's crazy to witness. My man's had 65 points. Like he was doing everything we needed him to do. Just watching that and seeing him do it, he sparked us. He the one reason why we kept going. We saw him giving his all, so we decided like we got to fight with him.
With multiple times where the game kind of going back and forth, even through the overtime periods, and times where it was the momentum was shifting towards your way, and then sometimes shifting towards Coastal Georgia. Where was Terrell in all of this? Again, just continuing to shift the focus onto just trying to get another basket.
Well, we was trying to make Terrell's job easier on defense since he was doing everything on offense. So we would try to help him on the screens back door. We would try to tell him, like, even though if they're scoring, we know we're going to get you the ball, you're going to go back. And we know if we get enough stops, he was going to get more than enough points to put us up ahead.
Now, just kind of looking forward to the rest of the season as well, now being 3-1, ULT, being a returner from last year, and just kind of seeing last year's squad and this year's squad. What makes this year's squad different?
Everybody accept their roles. Everybody know what they can do and what they can't do. Nobody has really a big ego on this team. We know if you're not really a shooter, you're not going to shoot. Nobody's selfish. Everybody gets their shots. Nobody's complaining about not getting enough shots. We all know our roles. We play it to perfection, and we like each other this time. Like we all have a great camaraderie. We all get along. Like this is just a great group of guys to play with this year.
Now, if you don't mind, just kind of taking even a moment just to kind of express how was the energy going into the home opener today?
Oh man, going to the home opener, it was great. It was finally off the road. We got to come to our home gym where we practice, where we spend all our time. So we kind of felt the energy just coming in. We just knew that if we get a great start, we can get this game going and we can win our home opener.
Now, being able to have a chance to be able to speak to the coaching staff. Again, preparing for this game, even with 3, when you start before today's game being 2-1, well, what was the mentality going into this game?
I think the mentality for us was to continue to do the things that made us successful the first 2 games. Now we know that basketball really is very simplistic, and we were hoping that this team would allow us to play our game in a simple form. We felt like they weren't making many or going to make many adjustments as far as like Terrell. We knew that he could get to the basket as much as we want. I was kind of more concerned at the amount of hits, and we spoke about this constantly about taking contacts. But they allowed us to get into our transition fairly easy. And our mentality was like, we're going to make this a race, a marathon, and we're going to outrun the other team. And they allowed us to do that, and we were successful.
Now, from a coaching perspective, at what point during the game would you say that you definitely saw that it was going to be Terrell's big night?
I think that when we were going into the third quarter, I think that we were within a 5 or 6 point game. I realized at that point that he probably did not shoot more than 2 or 3 jumpers, and his shots his volume was up. So at that point, I just told him, as well as I told Ken, just to keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I told him actually in the first quarter, I told him to keep going to the rack, keep going to the hole. They didn't make enough adjustments on that. So by the time we got to the third quarter and his numbers were up, I knew that going to the fourth quarter that it was going to be a problem. Over time, I knew that he had the best legs on the team. So I just figured that it's just going to be a simple game of mathematics, you know what I mean? Probabilities. He's been scoring, going to the rack. Anytime you have your point guard being able to go almost rim to rim and like all night, then you know that's going to be successful down the stretch.
One of the things that definitely makes this team unique, especially this year, is that it's almost like a Swiss Army knife with multiple people that can come up to score, to make big plays, to make those rebounds. You have a lot of options. From a coaching standpoint, how important is that, especially in this industry?
I think in this industry, especially when you're looking at the professional level, you know, at any given night, anybody could get hot. You know what I mean? This is not like high school or even college where you're playing 30 or, you know, games in a spread out period of time. This is professional. This is very intense. So we know, you know, body fatigue, mental fatigue happens. And any night, everyone on this roster knows that they got to step up. Fortunately, it was Terrell's night. Did we know he was going to have this monster night? Absolutely not. But we kind of predicted that he would have a good night. But 65 is a great effort.
Now, looking at the preseason and even leading to now, how does one prepare for not 1 or 2 but triple overtimes and what that does to the offense?
What I tell the guys every single day when we come in, whether it be practice, whether it be in the gym, I tell them it doesn't matter like how much skill you got, how much talent. At the end of the day, the dog with the most fight is going to win, period, point blank. I tell them for 4 quarters. I told them that at the beginning of the game. This team is not going to leave this gym with a W. So it's all about effort. At this level, effort is what is elite. Everybody has skill, everybody has speed and athleticism, but the effort is what's going to separate you from the next player. And just him mentally, he just had it like tonight, like we got to win. So he took it upon his shoulders. There were some times where we tried to scale it back a little bit, but when you got a guy who's being as dogmatic as he was tonight, then I think that you just let him go. You know, you can't really prepare for somebody to have a great game like he did. And like you said, he got 65 points, and I don't think he shot three-pointers, you know what I mean? So that's just being tenacious, and that's what he did, and we were successful.
Now, looking at the rest of the competition, especially within the division, being one of the top teams in the division, especially after tonight's win, what would be, if any of them are watching, what would be your message to them moving forward?
Just simply come to play. I mean, that's what we're here to do. You know, we're not here to compare or contrast our team to another team. We're not here to put another team down. We're just here to play. You know, we want every opportunity for our guys to be seen and get exposure, and we want every team that we play to bring their best effort so that we can bring the best out of our guys. You know, at the end of the day, we're here to fight, and we're here to win, and we're also here to let the world know and other teams know the amount of talent that we have here in Sarasota, Florida.
And we'll finish now with Terrell. Being the big man on campus, as they say, 65 points. Again, congrats on that. Moving forward and just kind of looking, what are you looking for the rest of the season?
More wins. I don't care about nothing but winning. That's it.
Now to conclude this post-game conference, any message for those looking back home?
Man, keep watching us. We coming. Every game, we coming. Just remember that.
Thank you.
Awesome.